I just went on a trip all the way to Mexico to visit Monterrey's amazing factories.
It's day one. We're in Monterrey. It's gonna be 107 degrees today. Not looking forward to that.
You'll gain some insight as to what Mexican factories are like in this video. Let's take a look at our journey to finding new suppliers in the emerging city of Monterrey.
And I've got a bunch of parts with me here that I'm gonna show the manufacturers. Should be a good day.
Currently, we're having parts such as our remotes and our battery enclosures injection molded in China.
So why am I here? I personally want to learn more about the injection molding process, and we're trying to move our manufacturing to different places.
So why are we looking in other places if we already have a manufacturer? Not to compare and contrast, but the tariff is actually 30% less than the tariff would be from China. Another thing would be shipping time. You're waiting anywhere from 4 to 8 weeks to get your products in, whereas in Mexico, you can get it in 2 weeks. And through a truckload, which is much less expensive than through air freight or through shipping through a boat.
But the family business is for car batteries.
What?
And
there you go.
Has been for 60.
Car batteries, so lead acid?
Yes.
Another reason would be open lines of communication. It's a lot easier to communicate as the time difference is much lower.
Just need it to this factory.
So they stick this.
Battery, right?
They stick this in the mold and then mold the plastic around it. So now it's part of the plastic.
Oh, that insert molding.
Insert molding.
So that's like the insert for the top of like a car battery, right?
Yeah.
So making sure wherever you're manufacturing has respect to your intellectual property and the laws around it is very important. The second and third factory weren't able to be filmed as much due to them being mostly contract work. They're working on parts for other people and producing for outside companies, unlike the first factory which made car battery. Which isn't great for the video sense, but for our business sense, we want our stuff to be protected and we want it to be handled with respect.
That's the hopper.
In this part of the video, Juan is showing us the hopper, which is where they load in all the material, whichever they're printing with. In this case, it would be ABS plastic. That's where they melt it all down. A screw pushes it through the system and then allows it to extrude into the mold to make the product.
So this is going to open any second.
This will open?
Yeah, not this, but the mold.
Behind that grate, that gate that you see that you can look through, that's the injection molding machine. Mold is two pieces. It's a back piece and a front piece. And it basically pushes together. When it's ready to be made, it injects the material into the mold. And then there's hot water and cold water that run through. The hot water keeps going so the mold can properly spread all the material out to each corner and each part of the mold. And then cold water will run through it to cool it down and get it to stay to that shape. And then it opens up, and that's when you see the woman come in, grab the product, and take it off and get ready for the next part. I was surprised by the amount of time that it takes to make these products. I knew it was fairly quick, the process, but the amount of time, to make the top of a car battery takes about 45 seconds. Ideally, the relationship isn't just us sending them files and them making the product. We want someone who's gonna work with us to make the product as ideal both within the consumer's experience and the manufacturing experience. So if there's anything in our design that can be made more efficient to either be made quicker or cheaper without compromising the integrity, that's what they provide to us. The third factory, it was also an amazing experience. We got to sit down with the owner and explain our wants and needs with his head designer in the same room, an engineer. They both had multiple questions, and they were even offering helpful advice to make both the manufacturing easier for us and for him and the entire process to make it more efficient. The part that surprised me the most, I would say outside of the heat itself, I would say the community within the manufacturing industry. You would expect it to be very competitive between multiple businesses doing the same thing, but it's not the case.
Lots of great connections, and also the owner of that factory is very well connected, and he said he'd love to connect us with any other business owners in the area that could help us out with our manufacturing needs.
They have the mindset of, let's make the cake bigger so everybody can eat. And I think that's just a great environment to do business in, and it makes you want to be a part of it. The first factory we visited, one of the owners came and picked us up personally in his own car and brought us there. And after we were done meeting with him, he even brought us in his own personal car 30 minutes away to meet with another factory. How many times do you go to an open house and then the guy's like, oh, you don't like this one? Let me drive you to the next one. Even further than that, we went on a third tour that same day, and the owner of the first factory we went to came and picked us up, brought us to dinner, and before we even left, he was hugging the third factory owner. They're all friends, they're all part of a community, and they all want each other to succeed, and it's beautiful. They know that a lot of people are onshoring to North America to have products made closer
and have a different connection with their manufacturer. So they want to amplify that and make it as openly available to every business and every opportunity. The second factory was definitely focused on more smaller parts. One of their specialties is the push pins that go onto cars. They had a bit more of a rigid business plan and structure, I would say. We had to wear name tags. They were all wearing the same shirts. It was very organized and methodical, which I appreciate. At this point, we're in communication with all three factories to see what our options are and where we like to continue going. I thought the culture of Monterrey was amazing. Had an amazing time every single time I met someone. Everybody was super friendly, both within the factories and both within my interaction throughout the city. A good testament as to why Mexico, especially Monterrey, is becoming a competitor within the manufacturing world is that Tesla is moving an entire factory down there and about to build it. They expect to be fully built in about 18 months and be operational. We may not be Tesla, but I totally understand their reasoning. We will definitely be considering Monterrey as a top contender as to where we get our parts manufactured and sourced from. As for where we're going to decide, that comes down to cost, efficiency, and what works best for our personal needs. Thank you guys for watching. If you guys enjoyed our business behind the scenes content, be sure to subscribe and comment below and let us know. As new products are being developed and coming out, we'll be sure to keep you guys updated on our processes.
You know, if you're not shopping, you're not buying. I don't know what if you're not shopping, you're not buying means. I just made that up.